He called himself Baba, father. For decades, Raila Amolo Odinga stood at the center of Kenyan politics, a rebel, a reformer, a perennial presidential contender, and for many, the voice of those who felt unheard. On 15th October 2025, while receiving medical treatment in southern India, Raila Odinga suffered a cardiac arrest and died at age 80. The news traveled quickly from Kochi to Nairobi through phones, radios, and social media. A nation paused. His body was repatriated to Kenya the following day in a flight given a special call sign, a sign of the scale of the moment and the state's recognition of a towering public figure. Thousands turned out to receive him. For some moments, the scene spilled beyond ceremony into raw grief. Born in 1945, Raila Odinga's life was shaped by struggle. He spent years fighting one-party rule, enduring detention and alleged abuse, and later became one of the most recognizable figures in multi-party Kenya. He ran for president 5 times. He never won the top office, but he helped reshape Kenya's constitution, pushed for reforms, and briefly served as prime minister after the violence of 2007 and 2008, helped force a nation and national reckoning. His supporters, his repented runs were proof of perseverance and resistance to perceived injustice. To others, a polarizing, enduring force in Kenyan politics. This announcement unleashed a wave of public grief. Streets and stadia filled, flags were lowered. President William Ruto declared days of national mourning and ordered a state funeral, an official acknowledgement of Odinga's impact on the nation's modern political life. Grief, however, was not without tension. Large crowds and overwhelmed security led to chaotic scenes at public viewings, haunting reminders of how powerful public emotion can be and how quickly mourning can turn volatile. Raila Amolo Odinga's legacy is contested and complex. He was a symbol of resistance to entrenched power, a champion to constitutional reform, and also a figure whose politics inspired fierce loyalty and strong opposition. His political life shaped a generation's sense of civic possibility. Beyond the ballots and courts, he occupied the public imagination, a leader who turned setbacks into renewed campaigns and whose voice shaped debates about fairness, land, and governance. Rest in peace, Amolo. Friends and family remembered him not just a politician, but as a father and a public servant. Tributes poured in from across Africa and beyond, from presidents and ordinary citizens alike. Officials arranged a state funeral to honor his decade of public life. Plans for a burial in his home county were announced, accompanied by rituals and ceremonies that combined national protocol with local customs. Whether remembered as the father of democracy or a divisive political force, Raila Odinga's life was inseparable from Kenya's modern story. His passing closes a chapter and opens questions about who will inherit his mantle and how the country will carry forward the struggles he fought for. As for today, the news have spread like wildfire across the nation. Raila Amolo Odinga is gone. Street fell silent. From Kibera to Kisumu, from Mombasa to Eldoret, tears flowed freely. For many it was like losing a father. For decades Kenya have prayed for his victory, marched with his life and defended his name. Now they come together once more, not for an election but to bid farewell to their hero. Raila was imprisoned without trial for nearly a decade, accused of subversion after the failed 1982 coup. Behind bars, he refused to surrender his dream of a free Kenya. his name became a whisper of courage. When Kenya finally embraced multi-party democracy, Raila emerged as one of its fiercest champions. He built alliances, broke them, stood up to power, and always came back, stronger, loud, and more determined. To his supporters, he was the people's president. To his critics, an unstoppable force. But to history, he became the symbol of resilience. Behind the politician was a family man, married to Ida Odinga. For over 5 decades, Raila's strength was rooted in love and faith. His home was filled with laughter, wisdom, and stories of struggle. To his children, he was a father who believed in justice above all. In his final years, Raila often spoke about unity, that Kenya's true independence would come not from power but from the love of one another. He may be gone, but Baba's journey continues. In every Kenyan heart, rest where Raila Amolo Odinga.